part, it's Ask This Engineer.
Hey everybody, it's Ask Engineer, your favorite time of the week. My also favorite time of the week. It's me, Lady Ada, MIT trained engineer. And with me is Mr. Lady Ada.
That's right. I have buttons.
We've got really great buttons.
I've got buttons. All right.
We got an exciting show to do for you tonight. We got this payphone that's going to ring later. We got demos. We got It's Not Out Yet. We got prizes. We got all sorts of things that are going to go on.
It's Internet of Things night, I would say, but it's also a time to celebrate something very important. Hammerheads.
Hammerheaders.
Yeah, so Hammerheaders. Code is Hammerheaders. It's 10% off all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern time tonight. This supports us, Adafruit, an open source hardware company in New York City, manufacturing in New York City, bringing you some of the best stuff from, I think, the best people out there. We're going to talk about the show and tell, people sharing their projects around the world every single week here. Pack of the Mailbag is going to stop by with a voicemail, time travel, Made in New York, videos from Adafruit, some Internet of Things news, 3D printing, new products. We'll answer your questions. We have something fun and top secret.
Ooh.
Trivia question, all that and more on Ask an Engineer.
The top secret is Arduino themed.
Yeah.
Just going to give that hint. This is my hammer. Hammer in the morning.
Is it the band hammer?
It's the Hammerheaders hammer. We'll talk about that in the new products. We got some exciting new hammerful products. But let's kick the show off.
Okay. Well, like I said, code's hammer, heads,
headers,
hammer headers. I can read. Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. show and tell. We do that every week. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Ask an Engineer. You're watching now. We do that every single week. On checkout, if you're in Manhattan, you can get same-day service here. If your zip code is one of the ones in Manhattan, you can do it just before 11 a.m. If you're in the continental U.S., guess what? You get free UPS ground for $200 or more. Lady Ada, it is time. The show and tell. We've been doing the show and tell for, 7 years. It's been a long time.
Unending.
So,
but you know what? This is actually my favorite time of the week because I actually get to hang out with makers. It's just
it's cool.
It's just a fun, honest time to just show what you're working on, show what you're doing. What are your projects? Is it working out? Is it not working out?
I like to see the projects that people stop in over time, and you can see not only the work that they do, but the community of people that they meet or they have help on projects. And then if you're part of the show and tell, people in the chat, in the show and tell, inside of the show and tell, are helping each other find different parts and stuff. So who was on this week?
Thank you for asking. We had some fun people on the show. Adafruit team members, a lot of people are traveling, taking a break, but they'll be back soon. Don't worry. We don't cryogenically store them in anything. Start off with Chris Young. He had the blue smoke monster, but it's actually just because he broke a micro switch, and when he put this project back together, it kind of didn't work out. Anyway, so he's like, well, you know what? We don't really like about Chris. He's like, when his project didn't work out, he isn't like, damn it, all to hell, I give up. I'm never going to build this project again. He's like, you know what? I'm going to build it better. So he rebuilt his Bluetooth and IR controller that he uses for his accessibility projects. And he rebuilt it with a Feather M0 with Bluefruit, so it's a better processor. And he used our TFT Feather, which I'm super psyched because it just plugs in right in, and he has this really good display, so he can see really clearly what the Feather is doing. That is nice. And so we're going to get him his Blue Smoke Monster sticker. Dannon and friend and Kat built the number 15 Snap Circuits project, and she did an excellent job. Congratulations. It only took her a minute. No biggie. It makes noises, very annoying noises for her parents to be annoyed by, which is exactly what electronics are all about. Nice work. Orlando came by and showed off a really cool project. It's a LiPoly breadboard power supply with an on-off switch. I'm a little envious. I'm just I wish I had thought of this idea. This is a really cool idea. Very good for building projects on a breadboard that are LiPoly powered. Rebecca came back with her migraine predictor project, and it works. It has a humidity sensor, a barometric pressure sensor, and it blinks. It tells you hey, if the weather is changing, you might get a headache. That's some people their headaches come when there's weather changes.
I get a headache when the internet goes down.
I know. I hate that. Richard, he's at the Computer History Museum in Seattle. He had 3 news things. One, Doing robot projects. They got a lot of AdaBox 002s. They're going to be building robots. Stop by the computer museum, take a class, build some robots, which is just awesome.
Yeah. One interesting thing that we found out was last night we gave away an AdaBox, and it was to a school teacher who happens to teach like 70 kids. And Richard
In South Dakota.
In South Dakota. And Richard pointed out that the AdaBox is basically a classroom pack.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so like this teacher is like helping the world. I love it. Yeah, we give away prizes on Desk Lady Ada, so tune in whenever we do live cast. You never know. If there's a payphone, it's a ringing. Okay, next up, Arduino Community Day. It's April 1st. Ain't no joke. Don't be no fool. Check it out. Go to the
Don't read the fake news.
During the fake news, go to the museum. Tony D might be there, but they're also going to be doing all sorts of projects and having fun with the community. Arduino community is great. And special guest, Jen. She built a light theremin using some 555 timer parts from our parts pal. It's also very annoying sounding. I love it. I love projects that are annoying sounding because it's
beep, beep,
like
beep, beep, beep,
beep, beep, beep, beep. Yeah. It's my favorite. Synthesizers, it's where I come from. And Adafruit came in and showed off a Raspberry Pi Media Center. Sweet. Uses a Pi Zero W. It's got Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
He just got started. It's so far his favorite Raspberry Pi. Five Pis.
I like when young folks have very firm opinions about which Raspberry Pi is best because it's completely changed low-cost computing. No, he's right. And it's neat because you can live through a time when there's a Raspberry Pi B, there's Raspberry Pi Zero.
Dude, half of his life has been Raspberry Pi.
There's going to be young people that can't imagine a world where a Linux computer costs more than $10. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
All right, and that was our show and tell.
All participants on the show and tell get an as seen on the show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com if you are on the show and tell. And we're starting to give away other things too. So we did a biohacking thing and more. Okay, Lady Ada, this is part of the Adafruit live series of videos that we've been doing for like a decade. We did a special video. It was the AdaBox 3 unboxing. We filmed it here, and then we did live demos and more.
I was alive when we filmed it.
You were alive. And we did a special Internet of Things Cloud Desk.
What I like about this video is I actually get to explain why I put every part in the box.
Yeah.
It's all on purpose. There's a reason for everything.
So we also had some other Desk of Lady Ada. On Friday night, we broke out the 2XL. And we played live trivia with 2XL, a bot from the 70s. And people in the chat were able to tell us which button to press. Trivia bot, 8-track player, really neat thing.
I am not good at trivia, but we have 12 more tapes to get through, and we've got another
We learned
one.
that it is illegal to sell a pickle in Connecticut that doesn't hold its pickleness if from a 1 foot drop. Tony DeCola, Tony D's desk, he did a CapTouch circuit playground, circuit Python
using
demo.
the NPR 121. He wrote the lovely library, so
Yeah.
you can use your own capacitive touch stuff.
Yep.
It's great.
And it's all part of our Circuit Python release. It's in beta. It's really cool. Try it out. Scott's doing a good job with it. Team's doing a good job with it. And what we hope is we can bring computer science to a wider group of people, that it's low cost, it's Python, and it works with all the Adafruit stuff.
And we'll have some exciting products next week in the Circuit Python family. We actually were going to release this week, but I'll let everyone know. I was tracking down a bug. We weren't sure what it was. Better safe than sorry. I will delay, releasing a product until I think it's ready to be released. So we are going to spend a couple more days, make sure it's like ready for public consumption.
Yeah. And that's Blinka, the friendly snake. Okay. Next up, Lady Ada, there's more. This show isn't over. It's just getting started. Okay. So
Technically, that is true.
this packed mailbag, we're doing something different. We've been taking phone calls on our payphone.
Ring, ring.
We have a payphone at home. We have a payphone here. And if someone calls and we're not there, they can leave a message. And they've been leaving really nice messages. So we play those. And this is one of my favorite ones. So we're going to play it.
Hi. You're my biggest fan in the world.
This is from someone from Kentucky, and they say, we are their biggest fan. And it's true. We are.
Aww.
We're your biggest fan. Okay, time travel. Look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, and engineers. Big week. 2010. This is the first Arduino. And you know a lot about this.
No, the first Arduino was in 2000.
We posted this on our blog.
We posted it on our blog.
Yeah.
I want to clarify.
We posted this on our blog.
This was actually, I think, the 5-year anniversary. I think
Yeah.
it was made. This was made in 2005.
Yeah, we have the original Arduinos.
This is the NG.
Yeah,
But this is the prototype.
yeah.
And you can see it's like made with, a simple non-mask circuit board. It's a prototype. It's got a parallel port programming for, what's cool is there's people who are watching who are like, I don't even know what a parallel port is. Bless your heart. You're very lucky. Parallel port was just you could use it for bit banging. You could use it to control, GPIOs and stuff. It was basically a GPIO port on your computer that can also print to printers, but ended up being used to program AVRs because you could do that with 5-volt logic, and parallel ports were 5 volts. So that's why there's this big dongle hanging off it.
Yeah.
Later on, they updated the design to have a USB interface. And what's funny is Massimo visited and said the USB interface was based off of a circuit that I published.
That's right. And for the folks playing at home, we have two things. This is one of the original ones.
This is,
And this is the first one that we made here when we were manufacturing Arduinos in the US. We did that last year for
This
Arduino
is
CC.
from Arduino Berlioz.de. This was the pre-GitHub, when there was no GitHub at the time. There was SourceForge and Berlioz. Berlioz was kind of the hipper. And Berlioz is still around. I think GNU uses them for some stuff. But so that's cool. But it hasn't changed much. Had an Atmega 8, one out of 328, but he had a ceramic oscillator. Not much change with the design.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. Had this jumper that was, you would select the power.
Yeah, and this is the one we made right here.
Yeah, and this is the Uno. Again, not significantly different, just a 328.
Yeah.
Different circuitry here, automatic switching. But what's funny, it's like, the capacitors are the same. Oh, hold on.
Beep, 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 beep.
Hold on. Sorry
Beep,
about
beep,
that.
beep, beep, beep.
Beep, beep, beep. Capacitors, USB, DC power supply, all that stuff is the same. So
Okay.
a lot has changed, but not as much as you might
So
think.
that was our post. And then we had another, excuse me, in 2012, we actually had to do a little bit of a license talk. In 2012, he said, it's not the license we choose, it's the communities we build. And people started to get hung up on what license people use for open source hardware. And here's what we said. We said, it's not the license we choose, it's the communities we build. And actually, you said all this. In open source
Yeah, but I
hardware.
have a little bit of a cold, so you can say.
In open source hardware and software circles, a lot of time is devoted to figuring out the best license. For licensed enthusiasts, this is a passionate topic with unlimited debate on mailing lists.
Oh boy, if you could only turn license debates into energy.
Yeah. For folks shipping open source hardware, the majority of shipping open source hardware still uses Creative Commons share-alike attribution to display their intent. Maybe that will change one day as new licenses are written. We think what really matters is the community we build, the support we offer, and our customers, and the code we publish. Our guess is that most of the issues with open source hardware will be solved in court or with lawsuits, and I'll just put a little note on that. It seems like this is still working out. Creating and celebrating a community of people and companies sharing hardware for the benefit of each other is where the real action is at. Putting a strongly worded text file on a download page that makes intentions clear, also a good idea. But in the end, it's a community of people we're part of that will be and get the most benefit when things go incredibly good or the rare times that someone just wants to be a jerk. So the thing that we learned is on your hardware and software, put a license. Just say, here's the intent. I want you to share it. Just, don't remove my name and put yours on instead.
Attribution.
That's it.
The thing is that it's not clear. There is not a lot of case law with hardware.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some there's some parts of hardware that can be copyrighted. There's some parts that can be patented. There's some parts that can be trademarked. Some can be design patented.
We had Ask Lawyers on our show.
Yeah, as you can tell, it's complicated. It's the funniest thing about lawyers, I say, is you can never actually pin them down with an answer. They'll always say, it depends.
Lawyers will never give you an answer.
They'll never give you an answer.
So if you want, you can go to youtube.com/Adafruit, and we have a full hour plus with Ask Lawyers. And
That was 2 weeks ago, yeah?
Yeah, the things that do come up with open source hardware is if you have a trademark. We have the Adafruit name, the Adafruit brand, and so sometimes we have to tell people you can't put that on your board. That's ours. You can do other things. You can take our hardware. You can do anything you want with it except for that. So, anyways.
Yeah, I have to, like, my name is the company. Like, my persona is I have to, my name is who I am.
Actually, lawyers will say one thing: defend your trademark, defend your name,
Defend your trademark,
defend your
name.
reputation.
Yeah,
Okay.
the reputation's all we've got.
Yeah.
So that's what trademarks are for.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that subject, we did that and more with those lawyers. They were talky. Okay. Next
They
up.
bill by the hour for talking.
Speaking, well, it wasn't
that time.
Not that time. Okay. Open source hardware news. We have 1,190 tutorials, Lady Ada.
Really? Are we closing in on 1,200?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, well, we have a bunch, and I think last week we didn't even get to all of them, so let's see. We had the DIY on-off JST switch adapter. That's last week 3D Hangouts project. It's just a nice overview guide on how to make your own on-off switches for JSTs, for batteries. It's handy if you want to turn on and off a device with the switches in your enclosure. This is such a common issue that they decided to make a guide for it. We have the softbox, a quick softbox guide from John Park. This is a project, he did the Ninja timer, and he's like, well, I'm going to take a break and do a little small project. So what's nice about this project is it's a softbox, but instead of it like being taped together, he used magnets. So you can put it together and then take it apart very easily. And I thought it was worth a write-up so people could see what a good idea it is. We have the NRF52 Feather Learning Guide. That's written by K-Town. It's his design. He did an excellent job. The NRF 52832 or 23, I can never remember, is the new Feather design. It's an all-in-one Bluetooth module that can also run Arduino. It's a Cortex M4. And we are totally aware that there's a new Nordic NRF chip that just got, they just announced. And we're going to check that out. And we'll make a Feather out of that one, too, once we get a hand of it.
Do you look at the world through a feather lens?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Feather shaped.
All right. Go to learn.adafruit.com.
I'm not done. There's 4 more.
Don't go to learn.adafruit.com yet.
Not yet. We also have the Adafruit Joy Bonnet. You love that. That was last week's fun new product. It's so joyful. You can add a little arcade game to your Raspberry Pi Zero, all assembled. This instructions just tells you how to get RetroPie installed, how to configure the buttons, and how to get gaming. We sold that one real fast, but we're getting more made ASAP. We also have this Magic Wand project. This is a guest post by Alex. This is a project that uses a feather and accelerometer, and it's a magic wand that does some basic gesture analysis. So when you shake the wand, the light turns on, and you can have different gestures, and it'll do different effects. It's got a cool crystal on it. We've got a beginner tutorial basically for getting started with TJBot. TJBot is a Watson-powered voice agent. I guess that's what they call it, smart agent. Except this one you sort of build yourself and you can customize it. So this guide gets you started with how to build your TJBot. We don't have them in the store yet, but we will.
Soon.
We don't take back orders. It's one of our things, but we will sign up. And
We've explained it on Maker Business, but quickly, if you order something, we like to ship it right away. The only exception would be something like AdaBox, or when we have Raspberry Pi Zero wireless or Raspberry Pi, things that are in high demand, we'll tell you it might take a couple days.
Yeah. Do our best. We always want to make sure people
Manage
aren't disappointed.
expectations.
But you can check out the guide right now, and you can also just build your own. We have all the components in the store. You can just DIY it. And then finally, we have this week's awesome 3D Hangouts project. It's a 3D printed case for Adafruit Feather. We'll go over it later, but it's awesome because it's customizable. It has a little cutout, but there's also a version that's a cover, and there's like a battery clip-on thing. It's neat. I can't wait to watch that video in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Now you can go to learn.adafruit.com.
Yeah, or you can stick around and watch the rest of the show. If you're watching it live. We're live. Okay.
I'm alive.
Yes. Okay. Some scenes from the Adafruit factory. Here's the IoT time lapse. Ooh, this is a desk here. This is the cloud. This is where all your files are.
Isn't that a cool cloud? Good work, Sully, Danny, John, James, all the team who worked on this. It is mesmerizing.
Yep.
And it's got this fluffy cloud thing. It's really hard to make that fluffy cloud thing look fluffy cloud-like. It's a challenge. Did it work? Nice.
Just look at it. Look at it.
Look at it.
Look at it. It's hypnotizing.
It is really hypnotizing.
Where's it going? It's going that way. Okay. And then we have some other footage. This one has a little bit of music, so we're going to listen. This is our products moving around Adafruit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Here's the products going from different parts of Fab. Woo!
It's like a product eye view.
Yeah. And Nimbus, the friendly cloud entity.
Hi, I'm so fluffy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell your data
Yeah.
to companies because that is now legal under the FCC.
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
We have
Even
internet-
if it's legal, we're not going to do
We
it.
have an Internet Things Bill of Rights. Check it out. Adafruit.com, IoT-BOR. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Charlene, helping out at the shoot. Thank you, Charlene. That's it for this week. 3D printing.
I mean, the disc is really cool. It's worth looking at it.
Oh, yeah, we're going to look at it again.
Okay, so 3D, we got this fun feathered box project. We're going to watch it?
Take it away.
Take it away.
This is our 3D printed case for the Adafruit Feather. It's for anyone looking to put their project in a box. It's a multi-purpose enclosure, so you can use it on a number of different projects. It's designed to house a rechargeable battery, so it's nice and portable. The enclosure itself is made up of 3 different pieces that can all snap fit together. Each part has different versions, so you can choose whichever best suits your project, and there's no wrong way to configure it. Use the topper wing to showcase your feather wings. This gives you access to all the components on board, and it lets you prototype through headers. Or use this topper to fully cover up your feather and components. Upload your code through the micro USB port and power your feather. You can also use it to recharge the battery. Mounting tabs allow you to secure your feather to just about any surface, like for those wall-mounted projects. An integrated switch lets you easily power off your project so you can preserve your battery and use it just when you need it. We designed it to be parametric, so if you want to make changes to the CAD, it's easy to customize it to better fit your project. It's nice and small, so it can fit on even the smallest 3D printers. The first thing we'll need to do is place the Adafruit Feather into the case so the mounting holes line up with the standoffs. Then, hold it in place using your finger and flip the case over. Next, insert an M25 screw into the bottom of the case and hold it down with your finger and flip the case over again. Now we can place an M25 size nut onto the machine screw. You'll need to hold it in place while you fasten the machine screw until the board is fully secured to the case. Then we can repeat this process for the remaining mounting holes. Next, we'll install the slide switch into the battery holder by inserting it at an angle in between the 3 walls. Then, press it down until it's secured in place. The actuator will stick out from the side of the case so you can still slide it on and off. Then, we can connect the battery to the slide switch. Next, we'll insert the battery into the holder at an angle and press it down. We can neatly arrange the excess wiring so it's tucked in between the battery and the enclosure. We'll need to make sure all of the wires are contained within the battery holder. Now we can grab the case and insert the JST connector through the cutout on the bottom of the case. Lay the case over the battery holder and then press the 2 parts together until they lock into place. Now we can connect the JST cable from the switch to the Adafruit Feather. All that's left to do is to fit the topper over the case and press them together. The lip from the topper will actually lock into place, so it's nice and secured. And that's it. So I hope you download and 3D print yours today. Be sure to check out the guide on the Adafruit Learning System, and don't forget to subscribe to the Adafruit channel for new DIY projects every week.
Cool.
Time for a time lapse. Zelda.
Oh, I like Zelda.
don't forget every single Wednesday, 3D Hangouts with Noam Pedro. They do it live, and then it's also on YouTube and Twitch and all those places. Lady Ada, before we go on to new products, let's just remind everyone, Hammerheaders is a code, 10% off all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Helps support this cool company and these cool people. Lady Ada, it's time.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here you go. Do your thing.
New.
That's right.
New.
Okay.
New.
All right. New camera. New.
It's just new time. I don't know. All right, let's
I
keep going.
kind of want to get. So I'm working on this portable HDMI setup. So maybe I can do like new cam.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that next time.
Okay.
I ran out of time this week, but I'll do new cam.
No, I know exactly
Yeah,
what
you know
you're
what I'm
gonna
talking
do.
about.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
They're
speaking of-
gonna be like, we're vomiting, Phil, from the newness.
Ain't no Arduino book like a Simon Monk Arduino book.
Simon Monk, he's got second edition of the Programming Arduino, Getting Started with Sketches Guide. I really like this book.
He's Monk. He's Monk. He's Monk.
He's
in
in
my
my
head.
head.
He's Monk. He's Monk. He says save 10% off with Hammerheads.
Nice.
I'm here all week.
This book is a really good book. It covers the basics. He's a great teacher. He's written a lot of our guides. His second edition is updated. Has, Arduino's IDE has changed, updated, gotten better. So has this book.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd toss in.
All right, next up. You ready? Mm-hmm. Particle Man.
Okay, so we have a
Everything
whole
particle
bunch of these, and I'll explain. We're actually going to get a whole bunch more particle stuff. We have 3 versions of the same basic
Made out of particles.
product. 3 different particles of the same particle family. So these are the cellular particles. Asset kit is basically a cellular plus GPS plus accelerometer plus battery. Basically, it's a tracker, and you can use the particle service. They have their own dashboard data service.
Yeah.
Although of course,
Fastest way to get started with a lot of IoT projects.
yeah, this is a great IoT kit. Comes even with a super cool goth weatherproof case. I even helped design the asset tracker thing that they get, that GPS. The reason it looks a little bit like an Adafruit product is because I helped them design it.
It looked familiar.
Yeah.
I see some Lady Ada fingerprints on
Yeah, it's
this.
got that little lady in it.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got 3 versions. So first off, each version comes with a cellular module, like this cellular.
Can we go to these yet?
Well, they're all the same, so let's just look at this one to start.
Okay.
Because you can't really tell the difference, honestly. So it's got this particle electron, it's got a cellular modem, it's got a battery plug, and it's got a microcontroller that's running this particle web-controlled IDE, so you can program it and communicate with it over cellular. It's actually, you can do it locally with USB cable, but you're also able to do it over cellular networks. This is a full...
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a deployable remote device. So in and of itself, that is pretty cool. So you get this cellular IoT board. This is the easiest cellular IoT board in existence as far as I can tell. Did a really nice design. It's very compact, but it's very full featured. There's 3 versions. There's the 2G version. The 2G version is quad band and it works worldwide. It works everywhere in the world. However, the 2G network in America is going to be, the AT&T half is going to be shut down, and T-Mobile will be the only GSM provider.
Yeah.
Now, personally, Lady Ada, I don't believe that Ting is going to shut down, Ting, which is our distributor of T-Mobile.
That's a virtual carrier.
It's a virtual carrier of T-Mobile.
Yeah.
I don't believe that T-Mobile is going to shut down the GSM network anytime before 2020 because there are millions of trucks, cars,
predictions
devices. Yeah,
here on the show tonight.
they haven't said, but I believe that they're not going to shut it down until
Yeah.
at least 2020. They're
Predictions about the future are hard.
it's true. We sometimes cannot
Predictions about the past a little bit easier.
even. Also true.
Yeah.
But AT&T is going to shut down the network. If you have to use AT&T, this isn't for you. If you can use a T-Mobile network or you're outside the US, you can use GSM. GSM is worldwide. It's kind of nice. You don't have to worry about your region. It's less expensive, and it does use a little bit less power. So that's the 2G. We also have 3G. There's 2 versions of the 3G. There's one version that's North America and Australia, And there's one version that's basically everything, there's one that's North and South America and Australia, and one that's, Europe, Asia, Africa, and anywhere else that is not North America, South America, and Australia. Check the country list on each product page, of course, because I'm an American, I don't know geography. But basically, you will have to choose one or the other, because the cellular module can only do one set of frequencies. It doesn't do quad band, it only does dual band. However, for those, you're going to be using 3G. It's a little bit more expensive, uses a little bit more power, but you don't have to worry about there being a shutdown of the service for like at least 10 years, I believe. It's a long-term plan. Eventually, it will be supplanted with LTE, but that's not going to happen very soon. So you decide which you want, a little bit less expensive, less power, you have to use T-Mobile, or 3G, you're stuck with one location only. It's a little more expensive. All trade-offs. However, once you've decided which electron you need, you also get all these other parts. Can you go to that first photo?
Yeah, I can go to anything.
It's a little complicated, but I think it's worth it.
You want this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to...
And can you,
beep.
yeah. You also get this weatherproof enclosure, you get a USB cable, you get a rechargeable battery, you get some components, you get a cellular antenna, and you get the asset tracker board that the particle plugs into. There's no soldering required. You can attach it into that box, and you get GPS with a backup coin cell, so you can, even if the cellular network is down, you can use the GPS and get some data from it. And then...
That's neat, because sometimes you can't get a GPS fix, and sometimes you can't get a cellular fix,
right,
but you can get some type of location.
You can get something.
I like backup plans.
It's always good to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like you said, predictions are hard to predict.
Especially about the future.
Especially about the future. And then you also get this awesome sticker for Particle. Anyways, I wanted to give them justice for the awesome design they did. That's why I spent the extra time on it.
Did you say justice because we were watching All Your Bass the other night? For great justice?
Yes, for great justice.
Yeah.
I wanted to...
All Your Bass.
This is going to go in the new product video, and everyone who is buying this product is going to
hot mic.
Have to listen.
Hot mic.
I think we're done here.
Okay. You want to go on the next one?
Yes.
All right. Next up.
Power board. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of particle things in. This is not for the Electron, because the Electron already has battery charging. This is a power board for the particle core. I hope I got that word right. Hold on. Now I'm a little paranoid. Is it?
Do you have a favorite, on a related note, do you have a favorite particle in physics? The universe?
There's one that's named after MIT, technetium.
Technetium?
Yeah.
Wow. I like quarks. And there's like uptons and downtrons. I like the...
Up dogs?
Yeah, up dogs. What's up, dog? Yeah.
Okay, so this is for use with your particle photon, also known as the spark core. This is the previous version, and this is a power shield. Now, they used to have, the reason there's a little mustache is they used to have a little mustache board. Well, it's true.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can show it on the overhead. Now, let me zoom in.
I'm learning all sorts of new things today.
Yeah, I know.
Things I never knew.
Yeah.
And there's some things I don't want to know.
Always stay educated. Always be learning. Isn't that what that teacher
That's what that teacher said. Always be learning and always be sharing.
Yeah. So this is your particle photon. It's got, this is the Wi-Fi version of that Electron we showed you. It's got a Wicked plus STM32 chip with the antenna stuff. But you're like, oh man, I really wish I could like solar power this or battery power it. Like it doesn't, unlike a Feather, it doesn't have a battery port on it. So what you would do is you'd use this little pass-through board. And right now it's charging. I'm going to disconnect the charger. And yeah, it's got that mustache too as a callback to the previous design. And this just plugs right in. Oh man, I hope I plug it in correctly. Now I'm a little paranoid, but I believe it plugs in this way. Well, we'll see. Maybe blue smoke will come out.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you.
So now, the particle is blinking blue because it's connecting to the Wi-Fi. You can power up a battery and still use it in a breadboard. These are stacking headers, and it comes fully assembled. And then you can charge the battery through USB or through your solar panel, like they said, or some other charging, a bigger battery or whatever. This is a 7 to 20 volt max input. So this is a kind of nice charger. Nice work. All right, so that's the power
right.
shield. I don't know what they're called exactly.
Okay,
power thing.
Ready?
Power shield. Yes.
Speaker fat.
Okay, so we did our tour Tour de Particle, and there'll be more particle products next week. Now we're on to the Pimeroni Power Hour.
I like their silks.
They have amazing silk screen.
Look at that. It's a little boom box. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Super cute.
Super cute. This is the speaker FAT. It's a add-on. It can be used with any Raspberry Pi, but it is Pi Zero shaped, and because it's Pi Zero shaped, it sort of lends itself well to use with a Pi Zero or Zero W. Works with both. And this little, I'm just addicted to calling them bonnets, but this is a FAT. This is a Pimeroni hat. It adds
bonnets.
It's a fat bonnet. It adds a speaker, and it adds these cool LEDs. So let's check it out on the overhead.
Yeah. To the overhead we go.
Okay, so this is the speaker box.
Look at
This is your Pi Zero, and then you can just plug it right in, and it comes as this is like, again, this is totally beautiful.
I
Look
like
at
that
that
it's
gold.
a nod to the past, but then there's going to be so many young people
They're
that
gonna be
learn
like,
about.
what is this?
They're going to be like, "What's a cassette?"
What is
It
this?
also looks like a little robot.
Yeah, and it's got these little speaker holes. So underneath it has an I2S speaker driver. It's got an 8 ohm 2 watt little mini speaker. I like the speaker. You solder the wires on. You can also customize it. It has a little attachment point. And then this is a LED driver. There's LEDs. They're a little tough to see, but they're little white LEDs. And then they actually bounce off of this header, and you can see them from above. So you can have like a VU meter, or you could customize it for whatever you like. And then, yeah, this is kind of a cute little silk screen. Really adorable. Love their silk screen. It's made me want to have better silk screen on our devices. That's why we did a better job on the Joy Bonnet. I'm like, you know what? Like, yeah, like, why not have like a fun silk screen? If you have all that space.
Okay. And now the star of the show, besides you tonight, Lady Ada.
And my hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer headers.
Hammer headers.
Also from Pimeroni.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here comes the hammer header. Uh-oh.
What's interesting is I actually have seen these headers before, but I didn't think of them for use with the Raspberry Pi Zero. They're also, historically, I found them to be tough to install, but with this very ingenious jig, problem solved. So if you have a soldering iron, I always suggest soldering headers in. It's a mechanical, electrical connection. It's very good. However, on the off chance you're at a school or you just don't have the dexterity or manual skill or capability to use soldering irons, or
Some schools just can't, or some workshops just can't. Can't. Not allowed.
that's fine. You can use this. It's a technique. It works pretty well. I thought I would try doing it live, which might end in tragedy, but might also end in joy. Okay, so what you do, actually, I'll kind of undo this a little bit. So you get this jig together. Hold on, let me undo.
You can't unbreak eggs, but you can hammerhead.
Oh man, this is actually kind of tough to. Okay, so I
Yeah.
inserted this, so it's tough to remove. But you basically put these screws through, and then and this kind of gives you a nice solid. You know, it's flat. It's flat against the circuit. The circuit board sits flat against this plastic, and then there's like a little cutout here, and that cutout means that when you push the hammers through, it doesn't like hit the table. It goes. It has a little bit of a cavity, and then these headers. I'm going to zoom in because this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Check this out. See, there's these little nubs.
Yeah.
It's like little eyelets. When you hammer them in, they'll squeeze through and then they'll pop out, you know, and they will
And they're in.
they're in. They will attach into the hole. Basically, they'll grip onto the sides of the hole. And so far, you know, people have said that it works pretty well. So you
Okay.
put the hammer header on, and remember, you can't. You know, you have to press pretty tight. You can't just like.
Do you think
Do it
I
with
could
your
press it? But no, we're going to do a hammer demo.
No, you gotta do a hammer demo. So
Not how
I don't
strong
want you to
Phil's
hurt.
hands are.
It's not about strength. It's about you actually have to do it like evenly. And the thing about this is that it you get a nice flat surface.
Yeah. Do you want to back it out and tilt it like this?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Yeah.
Thank
so
you for
go
your
this,
assistance.
Go this way. So there
Yeah.
you go. So now you can hammer.
Yeah, hammer. Okay.
Okay. Oof.
Oh boy, a lot of pressure. So kind of give it a hammer. Oh yeah, still looking pretty good. I'll tap here. No, you don't want to
Knock,
slam.
knock.
Knock knock.
Knock. Who's there?
Who's there?
The truth.
Hammer.
Truth. Who?
Hammer.
Come at you like a hammer.
And then a little bit more
How do you know when you're done?
when the header is in place. I'm getting there. It's going in.
You're doing little tiny taps.
Well, look, you start out with the tiny taps, and then you kind of work your way up to the... Let's see how I'm doing. Pretty good.
Please be sure to wear safety glasses and take appropriate safety measures when you're hammerheading.
This one. Whoops. Okay, I'm getting there. Yeah, and you can see it's like I just have to hammer like this section a little bit more.
That's pretty good.
The toughest part is getting...
The corners, yeah.
The corners. I don't know if there's any... Oh, I hammered too hard. Okay, well, I broke it, but the good news is I also finished it.
Yeah.
Don't hammer that hard.
It's like a booster rocket to space.
Okay.
You gotta leave that one behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then... Yeah, this is pretty good. You know, you can also, like, if you're super careful,
Yeah, you can do that.
you can do this, too. Look, I'm just making mistakes that other people can learn from. Okay, now I totally got this.
You know there's someone out there with like a collection of little tiny hammers.
Oh yeah, I love those little hammers.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you want to make sure that you have a good distribution. So, anyways, hammers or headers are hammered, and then you just remove it, and you're good to go. So I don't know. I guess the lesson is just be careful. Little
Yeah.
taps.
We did a
It's okay to take a little longer.
we did one show once called This Old Pick and Place, where we had you like Bob Vila like showing our old pick and place.
Yeah.
So it's this old Pi Zero.
There's a little Pi Zero.
Just making some improvements.
Yeah, it works.
All right.
It works. Okay, and then also, so here's the deal. So you get these two plastic pieces, you get these screws, and you also get a female socket version, which is a little easier to insert because it's got a lot more like density to it. Like you don't have to worry about bending the pins, and you can use it the same way you put your bonnet in it and you hammer it in. So this way you have, if you have like a hat or a bonnet that needs soldering on the other side, you can do that as well, and you have a full kit.
All right.
So this is pretty cool. That
I
worked
like it.
really well.
I like it.
Way better than I expected.
I do think for especially young makers in workshops and that like having some hammering skills is also part of the maker experience.
Yeah. Yeah, like if I plug this in, it's solid, like it's not coming out.
Also, you get all these tools and they just sit in the drawer sometimes. You got to take them out.
Yeah. All right, well that's the...
It's like a Disney movie. Like the hammer's like, come on, play with me.
That's the hammer headers.
Okay. Guess what, Lady Ada?
Yeah.
That's it. That was new products. You did it.
Well, this is the one that Danny did, and it's like perfect.
You did it. It's over.
Okay.
Okay. So just a reminder, y'all. Code is hammer headers. You just saw a live demo. That hammer wasn't free. Okay, so we're going to do top secret, then some questions. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. From the Adafruit vault, we bring it to you. All right. Well, this week...
It's a hammer.
No. This week, our It's Not Out Yet, Don't Ask, is going to come out on Saturday. Introducing the Arduino 101 CurieBot. Happy Arduino Day. Celebrate with Arduino 101 CurieBot. Yum. Yum. We can do this all night. Okay. So this is it. We'll have it in the store.
I have one here even. I can just show it off briefly
yeah.
if you want to. I mean, like I don't want to ruin it.
Yep.
For people, but basically it's an adaptation of our little layer robot that people know and love, but instead of using a feather, we use a hold on, get these hammer headers out of the way.
Yeah. I like robots that aren't fighty robots. This robot gives you candy.
This is the nicest bot in the world. So hold on. So here is a little robot. So it's a 3-layer robot, and hold on, make some space here. Hold on, 1 second. Doing a thing. There you go. Me with my robot. We've had some customizations.
Yeah.
So there's like LEDs on the bottom, and you power it from this 9-volt battery.
I like drawbots. I like robots that are robot friend, not robot enemy.
Mm-hmm. So this robot, you get it with, you don't get the Pez dispenser, you add that yourself, and we'll have a really awesome video about it, but you get a motor shield and a Curie and this little robot friend, And what's nice about it is the Curie is a really powerful microcontroller. It has accelerometers and magnetometers and stuff built in. It's got like machine learning capabilities, and it's Arduino compatible. And so that makes it so you can just like use our shield and like do NeoPixel, like underlighting, pretty sweet. We're adding this servo so you can, I have to connect to it with my Bluetooth, but you can have it open up and give you candy. And then you use your iOS or Android device, a phone or tablet, to control it and like use it like a game. You can use our game controller. If you want, I can do that right now, or we could.
Well, let's do some questions because we finally have time this week. And then on Saturday, we'll have this video, and we worked with Intel. They sponsored this video with us, so you'll see this and more. Okay. Lady Ada, let's answer some questions.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'll answer any question posed to me.
So it seems.
True. You can ask me anything.
Yeah, so it seems. Well, keep it to electronics, folks. Come on. Okay, so post your questions in the chat, and we shall answer them. For the speaker FET, what type of sound output does it have?
Well, it's an I2S amplifier, so it actually gets the digital audio direct from the Raspberry Pi digital pins. It doesn't use like the pin 18 PWM. It actually does I2S audio, and it drives the speaker directly. It actually uses the same chip we've been using for all of our like onboard speaker stuff for Raspberry Pi.
Okay. This person needs to make a LoRaWAN AdaBox someday. Okay, it's a statement.
That's a good suggestion.
Okay. What would you recommend to sense and report in real time the distance between two dancers, 0 to 30 feet, when the sensors might not always be facing each other? Dancers will turn.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That is actually like the toughest thing. There's no really good solution for precision distance. That said, we do have the project from Erin, which is the bouquets.
Yeah.
She uses 2 radio feathers, and because it's using radio, as long as the antenna is exposed, you'll get RSSI distance. You'll get the distance approximate in terms of how strong the signal is, the signal strength. That's kind of the best option.
Yeah, people say like the Bluetooth beacon stuff,
but it can't do 30 feet.
Can't do 30 feet. Yeah,
so that's why I think that RFMC. Look at it's like a magic bouquet. I don't remember the exact guide name.
Detecting signal strength might be your best bet.
That's the only thing I can suggest.
That doesn't require line of sight.
Yeah, because the line of sight, it's a little easier. You can use a proximity sensor, but if you're turning or moving, RSSI, and you can hide it. You just have to have the antenna be exposed somehow. So
I mean, there's lots of other hacks that you could try, having like IR broadcasting around the person completely, but then
you have to track them. This is actually like one of the hardest problems in computer science, electrical engineering. We get it all the time. How do you do indoor tracking with precision? It's really, really hard.
When we did the Connect hack, sort of, kind of, because it has the radar-y thing, it's just tough.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah.
So I know a person who worked on a ballet project, like a kind of artistic kind of a burlesque, not burlesque, but like, a funky ballet dance project. And they had people who were like, they were like near each other, and then the lighting would change, and then there would be like a special effects that would occur. Like there was a hoop that would like catch on fire when somebody like jumped through it. And I said, wow, how are you sensing when the person jumps through the hoop? And they said, no, there's a person at the light table, and they just wait, and then they press the button, and it makes it look like it's being sensed, but it's actually...
That's cool.
He said, like, well, this was, over a decade ago. He said it's so challenging to do some of these sensing things, especially in...
Might just need to get a friend.
A professional environment, that they actually said, like, look, we just make it look like it's sensed, but it's actually like cheating. Okay,
I could probably answer this one. When will we have the Bluefruit SPI 2633? Bluefruits, they take a while to make and they take a while to test, and they're very popular. So
we're making everything.
We're going as fast as we can. Okay. Next up, did I kill my Raspberry Pi 7-inch by connecting display backwards?
I don't know. I don't think so. The power is the only thing that could really kill it, I think. As long as the power is connected properly. Just check the instructions and follow them. You have to kind of go step by step to the instructions.
Okay. Next up, if the NRF52 feather can't talk to Wings via serial, why does it have the pins marked RX, TX, and is software serial not possible?
I don't know if we have software serial for the NRF52. We mark those pins because there are some feather wings that, for example, do MIDI,
Yeah.
and so you can use those pins. You can use them. It's just like it's very challenging. You have to kind of be a little bit more advanced. You have to use them in a way that doesn't mess up with the bootloader.
Okay.
So we always expose them because I want to have consistency. If the device has a separate hardware serial port, I will always expose that there. But if we have no more pins, and
Okay. How does a Curie support machine learning?
there is, I haven't done a lot with it, but I've seen other people check it out. There is a machine learning, there's a neural network in the Curie, and you can use it, you can train it to, do basically like, machine learning or AI. So you can train it with data. So like for the Bluetooth and the accelerometer, for example, if you move a certain way, it would be able to learn that motion. Or, if you hooked it up to a camera, it could eventually learn to detect a face. We've actually been talking to Intel. We're like, you should do some projects and tell people about this. People don't know about the machine learning in the Curie. It's cool.
Can I upload firmware on the Feathers M0 using onboard Bluetooth? Would that be possible if we were to change the bootloader SPI communication, or is that not doable? Or would it be possible to do on the new NRF52?
The NRF52, the new one, because it's not two chips, you can do over-the-air programming.
Okay.
However,
caveat time.
it's caveat time. You're not going to have as much fun as if you do USB native, because with over the air you have to like compile the firmware, put it onto your like Bluetooth master device, and then transfer it. It's a pain.
Okay.
It's for like when you distribute it to someone else, then they're like, oh, it broke, and you're like, I want to update the firmware like when you have a device. It does work. You can do over the air programming, but it's not like through your computer. It's through like a tablet, and they have a file. It's a standard Nordic.
Ask yourself how you got to this place in life. Why are you doing this now? Okay.
That said, the Light Blue Bean does have over-the-air programming, but you can't use USB. Like there's trade-offs.
Okay. Next up, we got a speed round because we got to get out of here.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey there. Do you know of any good way to phase shift a 2.4 gigahertz signal?
No, I do know that the AT89 RF233, the Zigbee radios from Atmel, now Microchip, has a phase shift detection engine that you can use to do phase shift detection if you want to do like proximity detection using phase shift. If that's what you're using it for, I know the AT80, whatever it's called, RF233, it has it.
Okay. Can I get the Raspberry Pi to send and receive data faster than 100 megabytes a second?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
Next up, how do I make a power button for the Raspberry Pi?
There's a couple ways of doing it. You can have a script that looks for the GPIO. If you use our kernel, we have a kernel module that can look for a GPIO pin. Not an easy thing. Basically, people suggest that you shut down directly from a command line.
Okay. Next up, differences between the Arduino and Raspberry Pi. Generally speaking, Raspberry Pi is a Linux computer, and generally speaking, the Arduino is more for physical computing things, sensors and more. Okay. But you can do everything with both, sort of. It's just different accessories, different caveats.
Challenges, yeah.
Okay, next up. Any chance you guys can make one of those adorable speaker fats for the Feather?
It maybe, but it's like not every Feather has I2S.
Okay. How much will the Mr. Pez robot be? Check on Saturday.
Mystery.
Next up, have you ever ran into reliability, longevity problems with the ESP8266?
It's not what I would call a high reliability device.
Get what you pay for.
It's fun. It's really inexpensive. You want something more reliable, you can get it, but you will pay a lot more.
Okay. Is it possible to play DS games on a Pi Zero?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Are there internal solutions for the blind that give touch, give location within a room using Lauren C style antenna array? Oh no, this is a statement. This is from AT Makers. There's internal solutions for the blind that give location in a room using Lauren C type antenna array. Okay, that's a good one for the dancer to check out.
Sounds
or the dancer helper.
Intense.
Okay. I've been recently designing my own CPU from scratch, been having trouble programming the EEPROM chips from Arduino code. Could you please help me? I've been trying to solve this for weeks. That's a tough one.
EEPROM? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't programmed EEPROMs. They all have their own little
There's like a crazy Reddit for that, I think.
I would check out,
Yeah.
people who do ROM hacking and like make their own
Yeah.
Nintendo cartridges, because they'll be programming. Like people don't really program EEPROMs anymore. Remember, some of them require a 12-volt
Okay.
external power supply.
Do we do a build tutorial for Cloud Desk? Nope. We might later, but we needed to get that done for the AdaBox unboxing. Okay. Next up, is there any reason why LSM303 would return only zeros? I get the sensor event as a separate function other than void loop.
Simplify your code. Make sure you have everything connected. You might be getting null data if it's not connected or it's not a supported platform.
Okay. Let's see. Next up, people will say there's an internet thing. Yeah, YouTube goes down once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay, well, since everyone's talking about the internet, it's time to give something away.
Yay.
You ready, Lady Ada?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to give away tonight?
I thought we'd give away a Pi Zero W and a set of hammer headers.
Yeah?
Can we do that?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's a Pi Zero and hammer headers.
Yeah.
Pi Zero and
Pi
hammer
Zero
headers.
W and hammer headers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are the rules for this trivia?
Rules
session?
are, if you've won before, you can't win again. Only one winner per my lifetime. We'd like everybody to have a chance. The first person to call us up that comes through the phone line will be the winner.
Oh.
When you call, we'll ask you your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, name where you're calling from and make sure that you know that we are going to have you on the air.
You're going to be on the air.
Oof.
But did you get a prize?
Yeah.
So please be chill. We are doing the best we can here.
We try. We try our best.
We try our best.
Yeah.
All right. When you're ready.
Yeah. Okay. Call in, folks.
This is our phone number.
Own Bitstab.
Fast.
Caller 1. Guess what? You won.
All right.
All right. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Do your thing. Don't hang up, caller.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Go for it, Lady Ada.
Okay. Hello, you've reached Ask an Engineer. You're the caller, and you've won the fabulous prize. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Benny from Kentucky.
Wow.
Wow. We had a caller on voicemail from Kentucky. Kentucky is filled
Kentucky's popular.
with built by makers.
Yes. Well, thank you. Did you say Billy or Vinny?
Benny, B-E-N-N-Y.
Vinny. Okay. Well,
Vinny.
Congratulations. You're going to win a Pi Zero W and hammer headers. Do you have any ideas for what project you're going to build with it?
I want to make an arcade machine.
Arcade machine.
And I actually got an idea. I want to do I want to design a scavenger hunt where it feeds out digitally like a web server, and it will feed it, and then they connect to it, and it'll give them data over
Oh,
the
cool.
web server.
Yeah, check out, we did a library server project where, it serves up books. So you can probably reuse that guide to do the scavenger hunt. That sounds like a cool project.
Can I talk to Vinny?
You can talk to him.
Hey, Vinny, you're on the air with hundreds of people. Is there any nice thing you'd like to say to all these fine people watching tonight?
I just think this whole makers group is awesome. The whole thing, I watch it every week, and it's just the Pi Zeros, and I have several of those. It's going to be neat. This will be my first wireless one.
Sweet.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Vinny. Email support@adafruit.com. Tell them that you want a Pi Zero
And a hammer headers.
and a hammer headers.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye,
Not
Vinny.
this hammer, though. This is my hammer.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. All right.
Okay. Now, don't forget, if you call and we're not there, just leave a nice message.
Yeah, we play the voicemail. So if you
Yeah.
tell us what you're working on, what you're doing, do you have any deep philosophical advice for us?
Sometimes there's random acts of kindness. You never know.
You never know.
Okay, Lady, that was the show for tonight.
Thank you, everybody.
We're every
Here's
week.
my hammer.
That's right.
I will hammer you.
When you have a hammer, does everything look like a nail?
Yes.
Do I look like a nail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shh. Be nail-like.
I've actually felt like a nail recently.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so everyone, that's the show. Please use the code HammerHeaders. 10% off on the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. And once again, thank you so much for supporting this company and all of us. We didn't do loans or funding. Not opposed to
Venture
it.
capital.
Venture capital. We didn't need to do that because y'all place orders and
Yep.
keep this thing going. So
Thank
thank
you.
you, everyone out there.
We
in
could
the
not do it
community.
without you.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit like and share and all that stuff. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody.
Here's a picture of a cat. Meow meow.
We'll be doing more streams. Tune in.
Here's your moment of Zener. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.